This Sunday my friend and I are going to Summer in the City, which is a YouTube convention thing in London, and I'm super excited. And one of the things I told my friends I would do is the open mic station, and I would go do a comedy skit. Yeah, I know. Um, anyway, so before I do that though, I wanted to get some practice. So I decided to try my first comedy skit-ish thing on here and see how it goes and see if I even make sense or if I'm even funny, which I mean, I'm the only one who's gonna be laughing at myself, so here it goes. In the stereotypical comedian way, I'm gonna start by saying, what's the deal with British food? But no, seriously. I'm American. I live off of American food. I'm used to my food coming with a side of diabetes and heart stroke. Like, what is this? I don't know. The food they put in front of you here, it's like so like no flavor that it makes you feel like I'm being too healthy when I eat. Literally everything is bitter and gross, and you eat in like these uncomfortable dark places. In like school it's like in a fancy hall, and then in the restaurants or cafes you go to, they make you sit in the basement, which is creepy. I figured out why British people are so bitter and sad. Look at their food they have to eat. Lunch, I walk in the cafeteria and I'm like, okay, so what are they gonna mess up today? Yay. To make life bearable, we distract ourselves while eating so we don't notice what we're putting in our mouth or care that it tastes disgusting. And to do this, we basically use the cafeteria staff as our entertainment source, which I'm apologize in advance. Well, first we have Mr. Winky, who was the first one of all to leave an impression on my friends and I. And on the first day, supposedly, he winked at one of my friends. None of us saw this, but she swore by it. We were all like, oh, okay, like we laughed about it and everything. But then from then we called him Mr. Winky. The thing is, it's no longer a rumor because it's happened like 3 times since then. So, but no, he's not creepy. He's really nice. Actually, he's like one of the nicest ones. He always gives you extra food. I mean, he thinks he's being nice because by giving us extra, little does he know that we freaking hate the food. But I mean, it's the thought that counts. Oh, and then one day we saw Mr. Winky walking down the street in ripped jeans, and I swear to God, this guy does not look like he'd be wearing ripped jeans. Like, he gets his name Mr. Winky by being creepy, and you do not see creepy people wearing ripped jeans out on a date. My second favorite but my favorite story to tell is Mr. Milk. So Mr. Milk, and I know I say milk weird, I'm sorry, like just deal with it. But Mr. Milk got his name by one of my other friends who went to lunch one day, and since then she hates going to the cafeteria. But she went to lunch and she was juggling a bunch of stuff, but she forgot she wanted a cup of milk. I think it was, or milk for his cereal or something. And so she goes and she like tries to like reach over to get the milk, and she spills the milk. But no, and so she spills the milk, and then the manager comes and gets Mr. Milk and tells Mr. Milk, hey, you need to clean up the milk. And this is where Mr. Milk gets his name, because he's cleaning the milk and she's like apologizing, and he's like, no, I love cleaning up milk. And she's like, oh my God, like, I hope you're being sarcastic. So she keeps apologizing, and he's like, no, it's my dream to clean up milk. That's literally word for word how she told us it went down. And I was like, I can't even, because this guy, Mr. Milk, he looks super serious. And now we have black coffee, a love story. So my friend, the one that Mr. Winky winked at, I think all of them have something for her, something. I don't know what's in the water she's drinking, but I want some. But no. Flashback to the first day. she and Black Coffee saw each other for 5 seconds, and according to her, it was love at first sight. Then we get to the first formal hall, and I went with her, and she was sitting next to me, and Black Coffee, who by then at that time wasn't Black Coffee, comes up, and at the end they give you coffee and tea. So he's like, coffee? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, black coffee? And she's like, yeah. And so he pours the coffee, and then he moves on. And like, she turns to me afterwards, and she's like, black coffee? Like, what other coffee is there? Purple coffee? And we start laughing and laughing, and then he moves on and moves on. And then we look over, and we're like, we see him pouring coffee and then pouring milk afterwards, and we're like, oh, he meant, do you want cream? And so she's dying, but like, she tells me that she had already told me that she thought he was cute, and she's like, no, I can't back down. So she literally drank black coffee just to leave an impression on this guy. We keep running into him, and he wasn't there a lot, but he was there enough that like, I think he knows who she is now. I'm pretty sure, because one day, I swear to God, there's some love triangle things going on over here with my friend and Black Coffee and Mr. Milk and Mr. Winky. Like, it's all there. They all like her. I don't know. But no, Black Coffee was like walking back and down, and we were sitting on the side, and like, she looks over and he looks at her, and they had a moment where like they looked at each other and smiled, and he was like, I saw the fireworks. They were just fireworks. But yeah, obviously nothing's gonna happen because neither of them want to make a move. But and you know, she has to think about Mr. Milk and Mr. Winky's feelings too. But yeah, I could literally talk about the cafeteria staff for days, but I think I'm gonna end it there with them because there's only so much I can tell you without giving it all away. I can wink, but that's my attempt at winking.